boss Pehlaj Nihilani strikes again. After the word intercourse, now the censor board boss has a problem with 3 words. Beep out cow. Beep out Gujarat. Beep out Hindu India. This time, Nobel laureate Amartya Sen is at the receiving end. The censor board has stalled The Argumentative Indian, a documentary on Amartya Sen by economist Suman Ghosh. The filmmaker has been asked to beep out the words cow, Hindu, Gujarat and India for the documentary to be granted an underage certificate and released.
Basically, they have objection regarding 4 or 5 words which they want to beep out from the documentary. Words like Gujarat, for example, where Professor Sen had mentioned it with regard to the Gujarat riots. And then there was word cow, the word cow they wanted to be beeped out.
Amartya Sen, meanwhile, has distanced himself from the controversy. Mirror Now spoke to CBFC boss Pehlaj Nihilani. In fact, we confronted him in an elevator yet again.
Anything, whatever producer is saying or director is saying, you ask him to go in the tribunal. Or is the revising committee. That's it.
After the intercourse row on Mirror Now, we ask, is the CBFC overstepping its brief yet again? From merely policing expression, is the censor board now trying to silence speech as well? Is our freedom of speech at risk? Mirror Now report.
You're watching the Urban Debate on Mirror Now. I'm Faye D'Souza. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We've talked about this in the past. Censorship. Deciding what we can and cannot say, what we can and cannot watch, what must and must not be talked about. But this time, it does seem like the CBFC has completely overstepped its brief. Where in the rules does it allow the CBFC to ask for a beeping out or the banning of words like cow, like Gujarat, like Hindu India? There's zero justification. And what makes matters worse is after making this decision and stopping a film from being released this week, this censor board now has no answers for any of us. Of course, we sent our reporter out to meet Mr. Pehlaj Nihilani, who is the chief of the censor board. They waited a very long time along with other reporters, and when he showed up, as always, he had zero answers for us. Take a look.
काऊ और हिंदुत्व जैसे शब्द, you really think तो सर इस तरह का होना चाहिए कुछ?
First you out. Anything, whatever producer is saying or director is saying, you ask him to go in the tribunal. Or is the revising committee. That's it. Channel 1.
Sir, is this not wrong usage of censorship? Pehlaj sir?
I'm in for effect.
Sir, every day, other day, the controversies are coming up with certain words being banned.
That is our job.
Well, the only coherent thing he said is, that is our job. I beg to differ, Mr. Nihilani, that is not your job, because apparently your job is to provide certification to films, not to make subjective decisions on words like cow, Gujarat or Hindutva and Hindutva India. Where does the CBFC get off making these decisions? Is this not a blatant infringement on our fundamental right of speech? That's the question we're asking this evening. Joining us on the show, Sajid Khan, filmmaker. Dalip Tahil is an actor. Kunal Kamra, stand-up comedian and writer. Kailash Vasudev, senior lawyer of the Supreme Court. Ramakant Gaur is also a senior lawyer. Yogesh Verma, spokesperson of the BJP. Mr. Ramakrishnan is a member of Think Right. I welcome all of you to this conversation. Sajid Khan, I'm going to start with you. You've had a fairly comfortable run with the censor board so far. Do you believe that the brief of the censor board allows it to make decisions like this, to decide whether Gujarat, Hindu India, cow, Hindutva view of India, words like this are allowed or not allowed?
I really can't comment about that, because one has to watch it in totality to know why they are removing these words. Having said that, all I know is that World Wide Web films are PG-13, PG-12 or not adult for general viewing. Those movies in India have been given the adult rating. For example, The Mummy, Transformers, which is basically a kids and teenagers franchisee film, that film has been rated adults. Having said that, a film which is basically adult, like for example a John Wick, even those adult films, A certificate, have words beeped out. How does one explain that, Mr. Prahlad Nilani and gang? How do you explain that? अगर आप किसी फिल्म को 18 साल की एज की रेटिंग दे रहे हो, एडल्ट कर रहे हो, तो करो, लेकिन उसमें भी बीप कर रहे हो आप, तो फिर आदमी देखे तो क्या देखे?
That's a fair point, but Kunal, my question here is, and Sajid said that it depends on the in the manner in which these words were used. Now let me point out to our audience that the film in question, The Argumentative Indian, is based on the work of Mr. Amartya Sen, the Nobel laureate. It's a documentary, and all of these words were used in his answers when he was speaking into camera, talking about his work. Obviously, these are his opinions on current affairs. So we know how these words were being used. My question again remains, is the CBFC overstepping its brief?
I think they're totally overstepping their brief, and it's quite sad to kind of see that Prahlad Nilani is making the same decision that my building secretary would make. Like, there is no insight, there's no objectivity in this. They have to just give a certificate whether people over a certain age have to watch this film or not. And that's where their work should stop. Now, other than that, I don't know why is he being a gatekeeper of like our culture and all. I don't know why is he doing that. Like, his job is just to give a certificate.
But even if he's being a gatekeeper of our culture, if you beep out the word cow, you can't even put, shows like Peppa Pig out, because the word cow is in everything. How can you beep out the word cow? I don't understand where any of that comes from.
I'm forgetting the name of the movie, but there's a movie that released in Iran the way it did, and here we censored it. And I thought that's kind of 4 steps back from where we were. And a film like Grand Masti goes through, there's no problem.
Goes through completely?
Yeah, goes through completely. Like, I think he's just a fan of sexual innuendos instead of like direct words like intercourse or whatever communicates the film correctly.
Yogesh Verma, where do you stand on this? Very interesting choice of words to beep out. Does it show a sort of nervousness for this discussion? Gujarat, Hindu India, cow, and the Hindutva view of India. These are the terms that have been beeped out. What can we read out of this? Is there a nervousness that people will actually start talking about these things?
नहीं, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अभी तक वो फिल्म ना आपने ना मैंने ना किसी ने देखी है. उन्होंने वो फिल्म देखी है. उनका काम है फिल्म के ऊपर उनकी टिप्पणी देना और उसको सेंसर करना, नहीं करना, ये करना, यू करना. अभी हमने उनको अपॉइंट किया है, तो वो ऐसा तो नहीं है कि वो टोटली ब्रेनलेस है या उनके कोई साजिद खान जी से उनके कोई पर्सनल दुश्मनी होगी कि साजिद जी की मूवी आ गई तो उन्होंने उसको कट कर दिया. तो कोई भी आगे आने वाले समय में कोई भी ऐसी चीज़ जो ऐसा लगता होगा वो किसी को हर्ट कर सकती है, उससे कुछ कंट्रोवर्सी पैदा हो सकती है, तो उसके लिए उन्होंने अपने विवेक का इस्तेमाल अपने विवेक का इस्तेमाल करते हुए
शब्द है गाय, गुजरात, इंडिया और हिंदू, किसको हर्ट कर सकते?
देखिए, ये शब्द किसी को हर्ट नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन ये शब्दों को जैसे क्रिकेटर बॉल को स्पिन करके वो फेंक करके और अपने सामने वाले का विकेट उड़ाता है, उसी प्रकार से इन शब्दों का उपयोग करके किसी पर्टिकुलर व्यक्ति के बातों को एडिट करते हुए उसको कौन से परिप्रेक्ष्य में दिखा रहा है, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. और ये इस वर्ड से थोड़ी को ऑब्जेक्शन हो सकता है, लेकिन वो किस परिप्रेक्ष्य में दिखाया जा रहा है, उससे किसी का नुकसान हो सकता है क्या,
किसका
उससे कोई कम्युनिटी भड़क सकती है क्या, इसका विचार करके उन्होंने किया होगा.
Achha. So let me tell you, let me answer your question. You've said that nobody knows how this has been used. I know how it's been used. We have the dialogue or the clips right here. For the word Gujarat, it says, why democracy works so well is that a government is not free to have its own stupidities, and in the case of Gujarat, its own criminalities, without the opposition being howled out or booted out. That's where the word Gujarat has been used, and it has been now asked that Gujarat be removed. The word cow. It says there's a kind of grandness of vision there, integrated picture with hangs together trying to embrace each other, not chastising people for having mistreated the cow or some other thing, but dealing with people in terms of argument. I actually believe that the people who will take offense to this might not even understand these statements, so I wouldn't worry about them taking offense. Let me go over to Kailash Vasudev. Kailash Vasudev, completely overstepping bounds. It makes absolutely no sense, and I believe it is completely an infringement on our fundamental right to speech.
There are two aspects to this. If you read the book Argumentative Indian, which we have sort of run through at times, it is essentially a thought on the attitude of our countrymen, irrespective of religion, that we argue on everything which leads to good convention. He sets out his grounds in his very preface by saying that we are argumentative by nature, and it is this argumentative which brings argumentation between people that brings about an integrationist movement. Using the words cow, using the words Gujarat, as you just read out, as they were quoted in the press also, is an attitude of bringing about a dialogue between people for the purposes of promoting the correctness of life. Our constitution does not give anybody the authority to prevent a publication. It does give you the power to censor an issue, provided the issue is something which infringes the rights under 19(2). From what you have read out to me just now, or read over the screen, I don't see any reason why there should be a censorship. If there is a fear that this will lead to a violent situation or sanctions, the process is outside the censor board, not to the censor board. This goes to the Ministry of Home Affairs. The censor board cannot become the Ministry of Home Affairs, as it is seeking to do by preventing a film from being released at this point of time. And that too a documentary by a Nobel laureate who has been writing for the past 30 years on issues. His book is in two parts, issues before and issues later. I see no reason why this kind of a censorship should come. You've had the same incidents in the US, in the USSR with the Gulag Archipelago and those kind of books. But the books were never banned. They were permitted and they became Nobel laureates eventually. But I don't understand this kind of a situation where you're acting in total contravention of the Articles of 19 of the Constitution, granting you a free right of speech and freedom.
Ramakant Gaur, where do you stand?
See, here Prahlad Nilani is becoming argumentative Indian. He's trying to raise objection on something which I have serious doubts that he could have comprehended about the nitty-gritty of the subject. So that's one thing. Undoubtedly, from the bare reading of the script, it does not show whether there is some sensational material or something which is to be prohibited. So the Prahlad Nilani's action is not only illegal, but his wisdom is also questionable whether he has to be there or not. I mean, he is not supposed to be there when he restricts a Nobel laureate or an economist who is known worldwide, whose views are augmented worldwide. Prahlad Nilani is trying to restrict them. This is his wisdom, which is questioned by virtue of this.
Right. Let me read also for Mr. Ramakrishnan, who is the member of Think Right. This is where the word Hindutva pops up, which has been asked to be beeped out. It says, and I quote, now a lot of people will disagree with my view of India. Whenever I try to take this, I take a rather grand view of India, which is not the banal Hindutva view of India. Whenever I make a statement, I know the next morning I will get 800 attacks on social media of 4 different kinds. Is that warranted to take off that word based on that statement? Mr. Ramakrishnan?
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. Well, our country is actually been accommodative in nature on so many things. That's our history. So many people had come to, so many civilizations have come to the country because our country has been quite accommodating. Unfortunately, I have not been privy to what's been mentioned by in that, unless the documentary comes out. However, I can tell one thing. A lot of literary personalities in our country have a strange, what we call that mindset, or I'm not being overly critical. They have a tendency to pass something derogatory about our civilization, unfortunately.
In what way?
I wouldn't know what exactly has been the context in which these particular words have been taken out or anything. Unless I know about it, I cannot comment on that authentically. However, I will give one small example. For instance, one literary person in Kerala, he has been given award for making derogatory novel on Mahabharata. It is called Randamuram. Now that's going to be made a movie. Now, if we object that Mahabharata should not be insulted in such a manner,
right?
But
Mr. Ramakrishnan, let's stay on point. Let's stay on point. We're talking about a Nobel laureate who has been acknowledged world over for his brilliance, who's giving his opinion about the current state of affairs. These are facts and opinion. This is not fiction. This is not script writing. This is actually someone who has been globally acknowledged as an expert who is giving his opinion. Now, I don't understand. When you say that learned people take a derogatory view of this country, do you mean criticism? Are you confusing criticism of government with disrespect for the country?
Definitely not.
Mr. D'Souza,
Criticism should be welcome, because
can I come in for a moment, please? I just want to come in.
Able to criticize, we will not be able to grow strongly. The strength of USA and UK is the very fact that there are internal criticism is welcome there. In our country also that was prevalent. For instance, if I just go back to Mahabharata days, Yudhishthira was challenged by an ordinary Brahmana on the streets, and Yudhishthira paid respect to that and took cognizance of that. However,
let's talk about our country under the current constitution.
After about 250 years of British rule, we have been attuned to believe that we should be just servants of the masters. 1947, the masters in white skin left and the brown masters took over.
No, you're missing the point.
There is a change. There are many things are changing. I believe the government should not be overly attacked. That's all.
Okay. Mr. Kailash Vasudev, and then after that, the Dalip Tahil joins us.
Nobody is overly attacking. This is just genuine questioning. Why is Mr. Pailaj Nilani not...
I'm holding the book before me.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
In the preface he writes, India is an immensely diverse country with many distinct pursuits, vastly disparate convictions, widely divergent. Any attempt to talk about the culture of the country or its past history must inescapably involve considerable selection. It does not reflect a belief that this is the only reasonable way of thinking about the history or culture. I'm very aware that there are ways of doing so. In his end, he concludes, the final remark concerns the style of writing. The book aims to be at one level, an academic study done by a detached observer, but at another level, I am caught within the domain of my subject matter. As an involved Indian who is very concerned with Indian culture, history and politics, and also with the general life in India, it is hard for me to refer to Indians as they rather than we. So we it has been, and not the distant they. The man is considering himself to be a part of our system and has written hundreds of articles which are also condensed in this book about how India is and what it could be. It is a philosophy, it is a prospective way of life and a suggestion as to what can be done. It is not an aspersion on anybody. Here he refers to the Parsis, he refers to all communities referring to in our country. Why are we going into this direction of castigating a man who has written a thesis or a view or presented a view which is more on the secular way of life and suggesting it? Picking out words from what you have just read out, I don't know, is a bit astonishing. The purpose of the censor board is not to pick holes, but to censor movies in the larger public interest for scenes, conversations, dialogues which may not be acceptable. This is not it.
Does this display a
I've read out
larger
from the
fear? Does this display a larger fear for conversation? That's my question. I want to bring in Lalit Tahil right now, who joins us. Mr. Tahil, good evening. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about, if you can hear me, we're talking about the new decision from the censor board. Cow and Gujarat are no longer acceptable words in films.
A very good evening to you. I mean, I absolutely don't believe in censorship at all. I don't think it squares with democracy in the first place. I mean, I don't think there should be any reason why people's expression should be withheld for any reason. And in fact, Mr. Shyam Benegal has given a report to the government, and I think the government should rely on that, which calls it the Central Board of Film Certification. It is not it's not the censor board any longer. It should not remain as a censor board. And I mean, you know, anybody who sits in judgment for any reason over anybody's work, and I object to it completely. Nothing personal about Pelaji. I worked with him. He's a wonderful producer, but not the point. The point is that nobody has the right to suppress the freedom of expression in any form in this country.
I want to go back to Sajid Khan. Let's now ask this question. I think there is a unanimous understanding of the fact that they've overstepped their bounds at this point.
Yeah, can I?
Yes, should the government remove Mr. Pailash Nilani because he's obviously incapable of doing his job?
Ma'am, I'm sorry, I can't hear you properly, but nevertheless, I'll still say what I have to say.
Yes, go ahead.
As per the Cinematograph Act 1952, the Government India declared 1952 that this board is to certify films and not to censor them. You give it a U certificate for general public viewing, or you give it an A certificate for adults above 18, or you have the power to ban a film which can be challenged in the Supreme Court or at a tribunal level. Over the years, this board of certification has become a board of censorship, which technically is not right. You want to censor a film, you give it a U certification or you give it an A certification, or you say not allowed, and then it will be challenged in a court. But how can you tell people that if you have to release this film, then you beep out this word, you cut this scene? That's wrong. And that is the law of the land. Worldwide, it doesn't happen. It happens only in India.
Absolutely. And let me just read out to you what the Central Board of Film Certification, which is a statutory body under the Ministry of Information and Broadcast, what is it supposed to do? Its mission, according to its own website, yes, is to ensure healthy entertainment, recreation and education to the public. You're not going to achieve that if you beep out Amartya Sen of all people. To make the certification process transparent and responsible, you failed on that count. To maintain transparency of the board's activities through voluntary disclosures and implementation of RTI queries, you failed on that count. To develop the CBFC as a center of excellence, you've certainly failed on that count as well. Here is a man who responds to the argumentative Indian by not offering any sort of argument or justification for his work. Should he go, Kunal? Is it
Why
time?
is Pailash Nilani there in the first place? Can't we find a better person? We have like 140 crore people in this country. Why this man? Like before this man, we didn't even know who was running the censor board for most parts.
Yes.
Unless that one odd controversy in a year. This guy gives us a controversy every 3 weeks. Is he supposed to be our entertainment? And
he is.
No, but can I come in at this point, please?
Yes,
Mr. Dilip Tahil said he's a wonderful producer, and I disagree. I've seen his IMDb
Can I tell you?
page.
Can I tell you?
Bad there
Can I?
also.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, Mr. Tahil, go ahead.
But this is such a horribly archaic law. The law of censorship was put by the British on India.
Right.
When the British were ruling India, so that we could not speak against the British. So this law today is actually redundant and archaic and actually anti-national.
Anti-national, you've used a very very contentious term, and I'm going to pull that up and take it one step further. Ramakant Gaur, let's talk about the words that are being picked out here. Cow, Gujarat and Hindutva India. Does this sort of show that perhaps the government is using Mr. Nilani as a handle or a tool to sort of thwart free speech?
See, cow,
I can't hear her.
Hindutva and these words have been used by the media time and again. Supreme Court has decided on these very issues time and again. So these are very pertinent issues, even if they are taken in any other senses or in the larger senses. Even then, these have been the issues which are actually affecting the lives today. So even if this is being discussed in the larger context, this is the issue which is contemporary. No one has authority to censor this. May I take you back into the history? A movie or a documentary named Akrosh was banned by the then censor board on the issue that Godhra riots who have been depicted in it. Hindutva issue has been depicted in it, and it was apprehended by the then censor board that riots may flare up. But Maharashtra, government of Maharashtra has also, tried to save the decision of censor board. But Bombay High Court has categorically quashed that decision of censor board. That movie or documentary was released finally. So even if these are the words which are, considered as contentious, nothing, it is basically beyond the comprehension of the censor board as to in what context it is being said, and if it is coming up from a Nobel laureate who is globally reckoned for his merits, this action is basically illegal.
Yes. Right, I'm going to bring in Mayank, who's on the phone line from New Delhi. Mayank, go ahead, we can hear you.
Yeah, I want to say that Mr. Neelani is a liability and he should be replaced if possible. But as far as this document is concerned, issue is that Mr. Amar Sen espouses a regressive medieval communist ideology. And any communist, there is no difference between any communist or a Islamic extremist jihadi, because they all have one goal, which is Islamification of India. So, but they are entitled to follow Aurangzeb's path and continue with this ideology, and they can make this film if they want to. But we all know reality of Amar Sen and likes of him.
No, so you're welcome. Actually, I'm glad this phone call came in, and you've hung up because you didn't allow us to respond to you, Mayank. You're welcome to have an opinion. Each of us is welcome to have an opinion because the Constitution allows us our opinion. As it allows Mr. Amartya Sen his opinion as well. You can't, whether you agree or disagree, you can't stop that opinion from being aired, and you can't stop people from hearing what Mr. Amartya Sen has to say. That is what a free country actually means. Mr. Yogesh Verma, go ahead.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मैं आप सभी महानुभावों के विचार सुन रहा था. डेमोक्रेसी किसी भी देश में होनी चाहिए, बट डेमोक्रेसी गाइडेड डेमोक्रेसी होनी चाहिए.
गाइडेड डेमोक्रेसी
वो देश का हेल्दी डेमोक्रेसी होनी चाहिए. जब से नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने सरकार संभाली है, तब से ये जो चार शब्द है ना, हिंदुत्व, गुजरात, फिर दूसरा काव,
आप मुझे बताइए,
ये सेंटर इसको सेंटर में लेके कहीं से भी इन शब्दों को ढूंढ के और इस सरकार को किस तरह से बदनाम करना.
तो कैलाश जिलानी को निकालनी चाहिए. फिर अगर आप कह रहे हैं कि कैलाश जिलानी अभी
अगर अभी मैं आपसे अभी मैं पढ़ रहा था, अभी आप ही ने बताया कि उन्होंने ऐसा कहा है कि भाई गुजरात असेंबली जो है वो क्या बूटेड आउट द ऑपोजिशन.
अरे आपने नहीं, मैं फिर से पढ़ लूंगी. आपने तो समझा ही नहीं.
लगता है
नहीं, मैं फिर से
उन्होंने ऐसा लिखा है, अमर्त्य सेन जी के इकोनॉमिक्स के ऊपर किसी को ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं है, बट अमर्त्य सेन जी का जिस प्रकार से जब से मोदी जी आए हैं तब से उनके जो डिफरेंट जो बयान है या जो अवार्ड वापसी गैंग है, तो उसके अंदर से आकर के उन्होंने जो कंट्रोवर्सीज खड़ी की है, तो मुझे लगता है कि प्रहलाद जिलानी जी को ऐसा लगा कि उन्होंने इन शब्दों का, या साजिद जी ने जो मूवी बनाई है,
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू विल रिमेंबर दैट मिस्टर अमर्त्य सेन हैज बीन अ क्रिटिक ऑफ ऑल गवर्नमेंट्स. ही वाज अ वेरी हार्श critic of the previous government as well. The only problem now is that apparently we are uncomfortable with criticism. But let me read what he said about Gujarat. He said, the reason why democracy works so well is that a government is not free to have its own stupidities, or in the case of Gujarat, its own criminalities, without the opposition being hauled out. So he's actually saying, democracy works well. That's his opinion.
क्रिमिनलिटी मतलब पूरा जो गुजरात है और उसकी विधानसभा है, ये क्रिमिनल एक्टिविटी का अड्डा है.
ये तो
ये वो बोल रहे हैं और इसको सबको सुनने देना चाहिए. जरूरी है, अगर जरूरी है कोई व्यक्ति कहीं बैठ करके गाली दे रहा है किसी को, तो वो आपने टीवी पे दिखाना चाहिए। ये गाली हुई ना, ये पूरी डेमोक्रेसी पे गाली नहीं हुई, क्योंकि अमर्त्य सेन जी ने कहा है, किसी ने इंग्लिश में कहा है, इसलिए वो गाली नहीं होती है।
नहीं, एक्यूजेशन होती है,
यानी वो गाली नहीं
आरोप
होती है,
होती है,
आरोप होता है, पर
आरोप और गाली में फर्क है। आरोप और गाली में फर्क है।
जनता को नहीं बोल रहे, आप कटघरे में खड़ा कर रहे हैं। विधानसभा मतलब वहां पर लोग की चुनी हुई सरकार है, डेमोक्रेसी, वहां डेमोक्रेसी नहीं मानी जाती है। अगर इसको रोक दिया, अभी एक सज्जन ने कहा कि ये देश में डिफरेंट सिविलाइजेशन आई, मेरा मानना है आई। सुने ना, मेरी बात सुने ना। अब उन्होंने कहा, जैसे मेरा ऐसा मानना है कि जब पारसी समुदाय के लोग यहां पर आए तो उनका स्वागत हुआ, अलग कई लोग यहां पर हथियार लेकर के आए, उन्होंने हजारों लाखों लोगों को मारा, तो वो भी सिविलाइजेशन हमारी हो गई। अच्छा। यानी कल आज हमारा और चाइना का, आज सुने, नहीं मैं कंफ्यूज नहीं हूं, आज यहाँ पर बॉर्डर पे चाइना और हमारा जो गर्मी चल रही है, वो क्या सिविलाइजेशन की इन्विटेशन है? वो सिविलाइजेशन का इन्विटेशन है?
योगेश शर्मा, you're diverting from the point.
मतलब ये किसी भी बात का मजाक उड़ाना, हिंदुत्व का मजाक उड़ाना, इस देश के अंदर गुजरात का मजाक उड़ाना, वहां की पूरी डेमोक्रेसी का मजाक उड़ाना, इसका राइट है। किसी ने उस व्यक्ति को उसको रोकने की कोशिश की तो वो गलत है।
अच्छा, okay, one second. Let me refer to the lawyers.
इस देश में अगर हिंदुत्व का किसी ने भी नाम ले लिया तो सारे जो चैनल जो शुरू हो जाएंगे, अरे ये तो वो क्या हिंदू एक्सट्रीमिज्म, और जो कश्मीर में पत्थर फेंकेंगे वो गुमराह नौजवान।
अच्छा, so you are the one who's bringing all of this up. योगेश वर्मा, आप शांत हो जाइए।
यानी हिंदुत्व का, ये हिंदुत्व, मुझे एक बात बताइए, क्या हिंदुत्व इस देश का कल्चर नहीं था? क्या हिंदुत्व इस देश का, क्या हिंदुत्व मजाक का विषय है? क्या हिंदुत्व के ऊपर मजाक होना चाहिए? हिंदुत्व मानने वाले लोग एक शांति प्रिय लोग हैं, तो उसका मजाक उड़ना चाहिए।
योगेश वर्मा जी, आप नरेंद्र मोदी जी से ही कुछ सीखिए।
मेरा प्रश्न आप सभी,
तो लेट मी टेक योर क्वेश्चन, वेरी वैलिड क्वेश्चन। योगेश वर्मा, अगर आप चुप होंगे तभी ना कोई जवाब देगा। एक मिनट, 1 second. I want to take this question to Ramakant Gaur, and then Kailash Vasudev, referring purely to the Constitution, which is our book in this country, the highest book in this country. Ramakant Gaur,
उस बुक ने ये भी सिखाया है कि किसी का आप इंसल्ट नहीं कर सकते।
हाँ, तो लॉयर से पूछेंगे।
इसका लॉयर से ज्यादा मुझे भी लॉ पता है। आप किसी का इंसल्ट करने के लिए ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन किसी को अलाउ करता है क्या? क्या ऐसी इंसल्ट सार्वजनिक रूप से उसका प्रदर्शन होना चाहिए?
आप किसी सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट की भी आलोचना कर सकते हैं, अगर आप फेयरली आलोचना कर रहे हैं तो वो भी कंटेम्प्ट नहीं होती। तो अगर आप किसी की आलोचना नहीं सुन सकते हैं, आपको किसी की आलोचना सुननी चाहिए। अगर आपके विरुद्ध कोई बात कह रहा है, आपको उस क्रिटिसिज्म को सुनना चाहिए। आप अप्रिशिएट करें ना करें, वो एक आपके ऊपर बात है। बट आपको अगर कोई कहा जा रहा है कि आपकी ये नीति गलत है या आपने ये गलत किया है, तो आप में उसको सुनने की भी सहन शक्ति नहीं है। आप ये देखिए कि यहां तक भी नहीं है। आपको अगर सीखना है तो नरेंद्र मोदी जी से ही सीखिए। नरेंद्र मोदी जी को वीजा देने को मना कर दिया था यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका ने, और उस बात के बावजूद प्रधानमंत्री बनने के बाद उन्होंने कितने मधुर संबंध बनाए यूएसए से। आपको सीखना चाहिए कि अपने क्रिटिक को भी अपनाया कैसे जाता है। आप वो सीखने की बजाय आप आलोचना करना चाहते हैं, और आलोचना के बाद उसको इतने आगे तक ले जाना चाहते हैं, ठीक नहीं।
लेकिन आप अगर आप बार बार एक ही शब्द को लेकर के आप किसी का अपमान करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, आप लगातार अपमान करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, और ये कहीं रुक नहीं रहा है, तो कोई ना कोई तो बोलेगा। आप हमेशा गुजरात का अपमान करते रहेंगे। किस बारे में गुजरात का अपमान करेंगे? क्यों गुजरात का अपमान करेंगे? और आपका किसी की इच्छा है न मंशा है, आप उसी के ऊपर क्वेश्चन कर देंगे। मतलब कोई महाराष्ट्र का भी अपमान करे, मतलब कोई महाराष्ट्र का भी अपमान करे, कोई देश का भी अपमान करे। यानी आज जो चाइनीज फोर्सेस हमारे खिलाफ लड़ने को तैयार है, हम उसको सिविलाइजेशन
विषय को समझने में सक्षम नहीं है। ये मेरी एक आलोचना जरूर हो सकती है आपके बारे में, पर अपमान नहीं है।
I think it's just the last 3 years, any conversation. Now this started as cinema hall and this reached the borders at China. I don't know how this progression happened, but every conversation just gets there. This is a clear criticism of the man running the censor board, which is a certification board. He
Yes.
does not have to beep out words. If there has been extremism in Islam, it will be portrayed in movies. If there has been extremism in Hindutva, it will be portrayed in movie. And that's what a democracy means. That's what freedom means. इसीलिए 15 अगस्त छुट्टी है. इसीलिए हम झंडा डालते हैं ऊपर. Because we are a free country. And that's how a free country should function.
Sajid Khan?
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
Ma'am, all
Go
I can
ahead.
just say is that I'm sorry you lost me for some time because the audio connection is bad over here. So I missed out most of the debate. But all I can say is that whatever's happening at the censor board office has to stop. It has to stop because films are losing revenue day by day. And let's face it, we're living in 2017. Even a child can unlock any mobile phone and watch PORN. I don't know whether I'm allowed to use the word on his mobile. So which world are we living in? Things have changed drastically. You go to YouTube, there are advertisements which are more offensive than full-fledged feature films which have been certified by the censor board, you know. So that's all I'm trying to say, that the world has moved ahead and so should we. We should not go backwards. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and I want to point out that the director of this particular documentary film said there's absolutely no question of beeping out anything that Mr. Sen has said. Mr. Amartya Sen has in return also commented saying that so many of our democratic rights are being violated, but I think we're not responding, and that's what worries me. He's opened, as always, to conversation. He said, I'm open to conversation about it. Let's talk about it. But we've seen Kailash Nilani, as always, not open to conversation. He's taken the completely opposite stand. Kailash, Vasudev, let's come back to Yogesh Verma's theory that these sort of educated people are insulting the country and they shouldn't be allowed to insult the country. Kailash Vasudev.
See, there is no insult to the country. It is a suggestion of a collateral or a cohesive growth. He's pointing out what happens because if you see his statement carefully, he says that it is because of the presence of restrictions on the function of various areas that we are able to run a democracy. He is not saying that democracy is not going to be maintained. Democracy has to be maintained and a freedom has to be inculcated in everybody. Our panelists here are referring to the functions of the censor board, starting from the British times and the colonialism. Yes, they are right, because a lot of laws which were imposed by the British still continue in their own way, draconian, but they are there. The Supreme Court and the courts in India have been very liberal in their interpretation of the powers of the censor board, as also with regard to the functioning of the censor board. If you see pictures like which have been censored in the past, for which there was no reason, Justice Bharucha's judgment, the recent judgment of the Delhi High Court, in the Odyssey case, they said that the right to make a film is a fundamental right. The right to control it is a matter which is outside the domain of the censor board. Censor board can do what it wants, but it cannot stop the release of a film. In a democratic discussion, you cannot stop it. Things are said all over the place. Parliament expunges remarks, because they may or may not be correct, but you cannot prohibit or ban the release of a movie. It is not your domain. You've got to permit it. You've got to be more liberal in a system which has opened up. The internet, the availability of electronic media, every child, 5-year-old, is holding an iPhone in their hands because that's the way they eat their dinner. What are you going to do about that? Can you stop them from watching their movies and the Peppa Pigs and God knows what have you? The 10-year-olds know exactly what is happening. They possibly know more than you and I do about international current affairs, as also what is happening in the world, which is the sleazy world. Can you stop it? You see, you've got to realize that the censor board is a limited functioning body. Certification of films, it is not here to prevent free speech or to prevent the democratic functioning of our nation. Please don't do it.
Well,
it is not your job.
Right, give up your job. That was going to be my question to Kailash Vasudev as well. If you believe that the chairperson of the censor board or the CBFC has completely misunderstood his role, is he also, missuited for that role as well? Should he be giving up his job?
You see, this is an area where we are going beyond what a free speech domain is. Whether he should give up his job or be compelled to give up his job or whatever, that's a matter which comes in the domain of governance. I'm not going to enter into that because those are policies of government. There are views which are very, very strong in this one. I have personal views, but I repeat, I'm not going into them because those are matters for government to decide as to what damage is taking to its image or if it is protecting their image. It is here that the test will have to come in. What is the man doing for the benefit of the government, or is it acceptable or not acceptable?
No, but the accessibility to a person and a conversation about why he's doing what he's doing can help, right? If this person is not willing to reply to the people why he's doing what he's doing, if he doesn't have forget a logical argument, if he's not even putting forward an argument, who gives him this authority to not reply? You know the amount of effort that probably goes into make a film. People dedicate their lives to documentaries like this. Sajid Khan sitting there, he'll know the process more better than me, but I'm sure it's a year and a half, and then this person comes from nowhere and just puts his like hardlining into your project, and just he's the decision maker. It's so sad that he is the decision maker right now. It's really sad.
Sajid Khan?
May I say something, please? Ma'am, to all my friends over here, there has always been immense pressure on every censor board chief, right from the beginning of the 70s and 80s. They've always been under the axe. Earlier it was the media, the newspapers, then when television became big television. So they've always had to face brickbats. Technically he's not responsible to give an answer to the people. He can only talk to the filmmaker. But he has to give a very valid reason to the filmmaker as to why this has to be cut, or this has to be beeped, or this cannot be shown at all. If those reasons are not valid and they don't make sense, hence we have debates like this.
Mr. Zahir, you know, one of the justifications has been offered to the filmmakers because of the current state of affairs. These words are need to be taken out. Mr. Dayal, do you believe that those are valid? That's a valid justification?
Sorry?
The justification offered by the CBFC to the film director. Did you ask me a question, Faye? Yes, I did, Mr. Dayal. The justification that's been offered by the CBFC to the film director is that given the times we live in.
We're just going around in circles.
Right.
We're going around in circles. I said my point, and I maintain it. The point is that, there should not be a board that is called a censor board in the first place. The fact that somebody is governed by the laws of the censor board is only a matter of process, and that he's in the job that he is. However, there has to be a ground changing of the law. I've emphasized this, that this law has been in place by the British, who ruled India for 200 years, and they didn't want us to speak and begin to express ourselves. And this board still exists. It's shocking. I think it should be done away with altogether. It should be the Board of Film Certification, as Mr. Shyam Benegal has suggested to the government. Follow the instructions, is what I say.
नहीं, मैं सुन रहा हूँ. ये चाहते हैं, या पूरा पैनल चाहता है कि सेंसर बोर्ड रहे ही नहीं.
Whose instructions?
मुझे लगता है, मेरा व्यू ऐसा है कि सेंसर बोर्ड हमेशा रहना चाहिए. हिंदुस्तान ये कोई यूएस या लंदन नहीं है, ये एक अलग कल्चर है, अलग इसकी हिस्ट्री है. तो जो चीज़ हमारे कल्चर में, हमारे हिस्ट्री में फिट बैठती है, और लोगों को अच्छी चीज़ दिखानी चाहिए. जो भी फिल्म मेकर हैं, जो भी बाकी सभी लोग हैं, वो जिम्मेदार तरीके से और जिम्मेदार पूर्ण, और देश के नौजवान जो अपना इतना पैसा खर्च करके, या परिवार के लोग जो वहाँ पर फिल्म देखने के लिए आते हैं या कोई चीज देखने के लिए आते हैं, तो वो उनको अच्छी चीजें दिखाए.
नहीं,
अगर कहीं पे पॉर्न दिखाया जाता है,
आप कौन होते हैं बताने को कि हिंदुस्तान के आने वाले जनता को आप कौन होते हैं कि ये देखिए, ये मत देखिए.
रहना चाहिए, अपनी जिम्मेदारी उसको
कौन होते हैं
चाहिए. फिल्म मेकर्स को अपनी
आपको वही पब्लिक इलेक्शन में डालती है भाई साहब.
देश के हित में जो भी हो, सबने
मिलकर कौन होते हैं मतलब बोलने के लिए.
और मुझे लगता है कि सब मिलके काम करेंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा. अगर अच्छी फिल्में,
किसने अनुमति दी आपको कि आप डिसाइड करेंगे कि भारत क्या देखेगा नहीं देखेगा?
नहीं तो वो
कौन बोलते हैं?
किसी ने आपको भी अनुमति नहीं दी है ना. अगर मुझे नहीं दी है तो
अनुमति किसने दी आपको? मतलब आप कहां से आए कि आप कह रहे हैं कि भैया भारतवासी ये देखेंगे ये नहीं देखेंगे? कौन बोलते हैं आप?
नहीं, सेंसर होना ही नहीं चाहिए. यानी कोई कुछ भी दिखाएगा. कोई अगर आपने देखा होगा
सेंसर बोर्ड के आप क्या ठेका ले रखा तुमने?
नहीं सर, नहीं. नहीं,
क्या देखा होगा?
मुझे लगता है
गलत बोल रहे हैं सर,
थोड़ा सा
आप गलत बोल रहे हैं।
हम आपस में जब बात करें तब हम थोड़ा सा अलग लहजे में बात करें। मुझे ऐसा लगता है
गलत बोल
थोड़ा
रहे हैं,
ये
क्या मतलब
टीवी के ऊपर ग्रेस रहते हुए हमने बात करना चाहिए
कि भारत क्या देखेगा नहीं देखेगा,
भारत क्या देखेगा क्या नहीं देखेगा वो इसकी संस्कृति
आपका निर्णय
और सबके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है। वो इसके फ्रेम में बैठनी चाहिए, वो सब चीजों के फ्रेम में बैठनी चाहिए। और अगर कोई भी चीज फ्रेम से बाहर जाएगी उसको रोका जाएगा। आपका फ्रीडम भी एक डिफाइंड फ्रीडम है, आपको कुछ भी करने के लिए फ्रीडम नहीं है। फ्रीडम भी एक डिफाइंड फ्रीडम है ना हमारे, अगर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने आपको फ्रीडम दिया है
नहीं, आपको
उसका भी एक डिफाइंड होना चाहिए।
कि क्या देखेंगे नहीं देखेंगे ये बताइए आप मुझे।
ये तय नहीं करे
आपके उससे साथ में है, आप कौन है जो आप बोलते हैं कि भैया ये देखेंगे नहीं देखेंगे।
अच्छा योगेश जी एक मिनट, आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन फॉर योगेश जी। आपने कहा कि नौजवानों को अच्छी चीजें दिखानी चाहिए, अच्छी चीजें दिखानी चाहिए। ये जो ओपिनियन है अमर्त्य सेन, भारत रत्न है वो, इवन इफ यू डोंट वांट टू टेक द नोबेल लॉरिएट सीरियसली, भारत रत्न है, उनकी बातें सुननी नहीं चाहिए हमारे नौजवानों को।
मैं फिर से
प्लीज लेट मी से समथिंग, लेट मी से समथिंग।
विषय पे उनको भारत रत्न मिल रहा है उसके ऊपर तो कोई ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं है, किसी ने उनके थियरी के ऊपर उनके थीसिस के ऊपर कोई ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं किया है। लेकिन वो जहां से आते हैं वेस्ट बंगाल से, वो वेस्ट बंगाल आज 30 सालों से वो युद्ध भूमि बना हुआ है, वहां पर वहां के गरीब लोगों के ऊपर कितना बड़ा अत्याचार हो रहा है।
इसका मतलब आप अमर्त्य सेन की बात नहीं सुने।
उसके ऊपर
योगेश जी पहले आप ये बताइए,
मोदी जी
ये बताइए क्या होते कौन है ये, मतलब ये आप तो बोल रहे हैं
तो मुझे लगता है कि कोई भी चीज अगर पॉलिटिकली होना शुरू हो जाएगा तो उसके ऊपर सेंसर आएगा। कोई भी चीज पॉलिटिकल अगर हो जाएगा तो उसके ऊपर
Mr. Yogesh Verma seems to have misunderstood. The political things don't need to be censored. Political things don't need to be censored. The meaning of a democracy is that when you criticize politics, you are allowed to do so.
एक बात बताइए, क्या मुझे अलाउड है, क्या मुझे इस शो के माध्यम से अलाउ है क्या मैं गुजरात विधानसभा का अपमान करूं? अगर उन्होंने उस चीज को रोका
अगर आपको क्रिटिसाइज करना है, आप क्रिटिसाइज कर सकते हैं।
उन्होंने कहा कि ऑपोजिशन को बूट क्या आपने क्या वर्ड का इस्तेमाल किया? आपने कहा ये वैसी डेमोक्रेसी नहीं होनी चाहिए क्या? इस तरह के
डेमोक्रेसी की बात कर रहे हो,
I think one of the problems we are having here is the lack of understanding of what is being said. योगेश वर्मा मैं तीसरी बार पढ़ रही हूँ, उनका कहना ये है कि डेमोक्रेसी हमारी अच्छी है और इस वजह से अच्छी है क्योंकि किसी भी गवर्नमेंट के सामने एक ऑपोजिशन होती है।
हाँ ठीक है,
यही बात
कर कोई ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं है,
ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं। तो अगर
उसके आगे का पढ़िए वो क्या लिखते हैं,
फिर से इंग्लिश में पढ़ती हूँ। When democracy works so well, why democracy works so well is that the government is not free to have its own stupidities. And in the case of Gujarat, its own criminalities, without the opposition being held down or booted out. Ramakant God, do you want to translate that for me, please?
योगेश वर्मा,
I'm from the south, my Hindi is not great.
आर्गुमेंटेटिव इंडियन में कही गई है, ये बात आप ये देखें कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी एग्जामिन की है। ये बात आज इस चैनल पे नहीं हो रही है, ये बात उस व्यक्ति ने नहीं कही जो डॉक्यूमेंट्री बना रहा है, ये बात सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी एग्जामिन की है। तो आज आप एक आलोचना को, एक जहां क्रिमिनलिटी की बात आई, ये क्रिमिनलिटी शब्द और ये गुजरात शब्द और वहां के पॉलिटिकल लोगों ने क्या क्या किया, ये बात सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एग्जामिन की। 2008 से लेकर 2014 तक लगातार ये बात सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एग्जामिन की है। तो क्या आप ये कहेंगे कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने गलत किया? नहीं, कानून, इस देश का कानून सर्वोपरि है, पहली चीज। अब आप सुनने का भी पेशेंस रखें,
योगेश जी,
ये धैर्य रखें। और दूसरी बात,
चैनल पे हम सुन रहे हैं तो ये मत कहिए कि लोगों की आवाज बंद करनी चाहिए या सुननी नहीं चाहिए।
और दूसरी बात आप ये जानना चाहें कि देखें कि हमारे देश की संस्कृति और सभ्यता ये कहती है कि निंदक धोरे राखिए आंगर कुटीर छवाएं। तो हमारे यहाँ तो निंदक को पास में रखने की बात कही गई है। हमारे यहाँ एक कहा गया कि इवन मंत्रित्व, जो मंत्री पद दिया जाता है, वो भी उसको देना चाहिए जो आलोचना कर सके राजा की। तो आप लोग तो अपनी आलोचना सुनने के लिए यहां पर बैठ के भी तैयार नहीं हैं। आप लोग आलोचना सरकार की सुनने के लिए तैयार नहीं है। तो अगर आप आलोचना नहीं सुन सकते तो आप अपने आप की सिर्फ प्रशंसा और अनुशंसा सुनना चाहेंगे।
ये आलोचना गुजरात की जनता की है, ये आलोचना गुजरात के विधानसभा की है।
किसी ने नहीं,
गुजरात की जनता
किसी पार्टी का नाम नहीं लिया,
किया गया।
मुझे कैलाश वासुदेव,
उन्होंने क्या किसी व्यक्ति का नाम लिया या किसी पार्टी का नाम लिया?
योगेश वर्मा एक मिनट, मुझे कैलाश वासुदेव की बात सुननी है।
क्या वो ठीक है?
एक मिनट कैलाश
क्या
वासुदेव,
गुजरात के लोगों का अपमान करना ये ठीक बात है?
हाँ तो पूछ लेते। कैलाश वासुदेव, प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड।
योगेश जी,
You see, you must realize that this is a healthy criticism of a system. This is a criticism of a system which is working. He's saying improve upon it because there are protections available to you. Who is saying that there's criminality in the whole situation? He's saying avoid criminalities as it is standing. Why are we making your particular channel a political platform for anybody who's supporting censorship? It's not making sense to me. You are reading a particular text from a particular gentleman who's written in a particular context. Don't read it out of sense. Do not use this particular situation for your own benefit by saying that this is politically motivated and so on and so forth. The man is not an outsider to your system. You say he's from West Bengal. Actually, he's from the original East Bengal, now Bangladesh. He now settled here. He worked in Cambridge. He did his best. You gave him the Nobel Prize. You gave him the Bharat Ratna. Today you're criticizing him for what he has said? It doesn't make sense. And not the power of the censor board to go into these areas. I'm very sad to hear these kind of things about our own country.
Also, who is...
We are a very vibrant democracy and we must accept criticism in the good spirit in which it is made. You cannot go around sort of pillaging everybody's
सही कह रहे हैं। अगर आप योगेश जी, अगर आप में ताकत है
ancient
तो
archaic views of your own
criticism को सुनिए।
Kunal.
No, another thing, culture is the only thing that is continuously evolving, right? Like, who's to decide whatever was part of our culture before will not be part of our culture further? Like, as Indians, we never eat Chinese food. Now it's cultural. We all eat Chinese. Like, what is this whole culture is not constant. It's constantly evolving. That is culture.
You Punjabi foods are not Chinese food.
and it's evolving, and there's no custodian of culture.
We are more welcoming. We are part of all
Chinese
cultures.
food.
All right, I have to wrap up this conversation. I just want to put one thing out there. Just the ability to have conversation, the ability to debate something, and it's something we try every night to bring back on this particular show, where everybody has a view, where everybody is allowed to bring out their view, and we're allowed to talk about it like grown-ups. This is the basic oxygen of a democracy. Talk about things in Parliament, discuss things, debate things in Parliament, discuss things, debate things in the Assembly. And if you disagree, there are the courts that you can approach. But deciding that certain words are no longer acceptable, that certain people are no longer acceptable, that certain opinions are no longer acceptable, will stand on the throat of the very democracy that we live in. We cannot afford to take away criticism, because then we will never improve. A fear of criticism shows us that we're fundamentally insecure of our own shortcomings. Let's be brave. Let's listen to each other and let's actually talk about it, to prove to the world that we are in fact grown-ups and we are a country that is looking to the future and that is looking to improve by bringing together all opinions, especially an opinion of a man who has been called Bharat Ratna in India and a Nobel laureate across the world. We cannot afford to silence such a voice, especially for our youth. These are voices that we should all learn from. And then we should go back to our homes and debate about whether or not we agree with him. That's what a healthy democracy is about. Mr. Nelani, if you are unaware of what a debate is and what an opinion should be, we will be very happy to send you the definitions of both from various dictionaries. In the meantime, why don't you take a break? While we take a break here on Mirror Now, thanks so much for watching.